Okay, guys, I don't know if the chat is still here or you can hear me or you're going to have to go out and come back in. I'm going to wait and see if you find me before I go on. Thanks, Janet. Okay, Brittany found me, so I'm going to get off here pretty soon because this is just irritating. That and we have a couple of chores to do. One being get Jeffrey's car. Yeah, I started a new one, but it came back in on the same one, I think, Janet. I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can piece everything together this evening. Okay, Janet's going to refresh. But see, these little watercolor brushes are fun. Um, and she's got me back. Okay. So then after I had painted with these, Mindy, if you're seeing this, I don't know if you're seeing it or not. Then I went in and did real sloppy wet watercolor over the top with my paper really wet, and they bled a little bit, but they didn't bleed all out, which I thought was really interesting. I would have really expected them to just bleed all over everywhere. So those, I'm almost out of water. My spray bottle. That must mean it's time to quit. Um, And see, I just went over them like that, and even though they bled some, they didn't bleed what I really expected them to bleed a lot. We need some mud down here. And this being copy paper, I figured, it would be bleeding all over everywhere, and it didn't. I was real surprised. Oh, good. I'm glad you could see it. I'm sorry, guys. I keep popping in and popping off. Um, I've lost half of you, so and it is 2:30, and I need to go run some chores and do some things. Let's see what the bottom one looks. See, it's bled all the way through to the bottoms of these paper, and that's okay. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Do I have another spot? I have another spot. Just a minute. Let me go put this one up. I love how it's bleeding through the copy paper though, and giving me more um, more pages than just the one. I will be doing a bunch of copy paper, that's for sure. Look at there. That's just so pretty. I'm going to leave it. One of the things I want to tell you before I... okay. Well, and Janet, I really need to go, so it's not really going to be... I'm not going to worry about it today. I do not know why it's doing that today. It has not done that, and I see no reason why it should. If you use this kind of watercolor, they are wet. Very, very, very wet. Now, I have made goopy watercolor, okay? So you want to leave this open for a couple of days and let it dry because you don't want them to mold, okay? I have made a big old mess all over my table too. Especially here, things mold easily, but the last thing you want is mold on your paint. I don't know what all chemicals might be in the paint to keep it from molding, but I would question. Oh, and just a minute. Let me find something. I wanted to show you one more thing before I go. Where's a piece? I know I have a piece. Here we go. This is tissue paper. This is really fun. Now remember, it's got that kind of plasticky side, so it takes a lot to actually get it wet. And the thing of it is that once you get it wet, fold it up like this. You do not want to try to unfold it until it is dry. Okay? So I will show you this piece next week once it gets dry. You want lots of water on it. You see, it doesn't even go all the way through. You want to make sure you get plenty of water and plenty of paint in there. But when it comes to tissue paper, you just have to let it dry all by its little lonesome, all folded up. And if in your laundry room, you can leave this sit on top of your dryer when you're doing clothes. You see, it doesn't even bleed through very well because it takes a lot to get this wet. Once it is wet, believe me, it stays wet for a while. And you don't want to be unfolding it. It will tear. Now, alcohol ink does this real well too. Soaking this with alcohol and then doing it with alcohol ink, it's really fun. And thank you, Janet, for checking on that for me. But I'm going to leave this just like it is. I'm going to let it get dry. And this, on Sunday, I'll show it to you. Okay? Because I can't unfold it. If you try to unfold it, it'll tear all up. So, we're just going to leave it like that. And I am going to read you a creativity quote, and then I'm going to go. This is my 1001 Ways to Creativity, and then I'm going to scooch on out of here and clean up so that we can go get Jeffrey's car. Don't feel inferior when you make mistakes. It is only by making lots of mistakes that you eventually become superior. In other words, you got to practice, guys, and making a mess is one of them. So I hope y'all had fun. Bye, everybody. I'm going to go. Sorry for the strange dropping of live streams today.